Hello, here I'm explaining my code from the test task. I choose JavaScript and React. My app has only front-end part. I create fake API and fake storage service. API have 5 points. Get data by pagination properties, delete item by ID, create item, swap item by ID. It's necessary for in-group events. And edit item by ID. Let's start with storage service. I split it into some simpler action. Searching for element, saving data, reading data, sorting, and points for API. It's points and is simply function. Here you can see example of data. It's array of objects. Each object each object each object contains properties, ID, names, and rank. I choose a general approach. I work via ID, all works via ID. Rank property needs only for assorting the list. I use slice to select data for pagination, splice to insert item into position, and sort to sort. The sum redundant async. Uh, I left it for the future updates. It's not ideal logic. I did not try to make it so. For example, get all data. Just read data from local storage, sort data, just simple sort. For example, API point get data receives pagination properties, validate it. If validation okay, call get all data. That's read local storage. Return data object with array. Put into backsplice function. But backsplice receives array. Receives object with array names. Use slice method. For slice method, calculate properties max and ref, and takes data and put it into res. And I compose final res object with list of names and the pagination properties like kind of page and total number of items. Okay, let's look at some components. List item, pagination, create item, and edit item components. Main component is list item. It contains use effect for the first data call and puts the result into a state. We store the list of names in state. We have 3 states for list of names, for model form, and for drag and drop events. Basic state of for that list is empty array for avoid some errors, and basic pagination properties like page 1. Okay, here is some events that we will set for some items. Some magic here. Here we use map method to list the data elements by ID. For each item, it's called list item component. The main component list will have child components list item, one for each element of the list of names. Also for linking items, we provide parameters to the child components. For example, this predicate is used for provide ID, name, and brand properties to list item. List item will display it and receive to function and delete handler and edit handler, and we'll set it to delete and edit button. Let's see. Let's look at list item component. It's simple component. Just return HTML and set events and display blobs. Okay. Pages. It's pagination component. It's React Bootstrap component. Have simple logic. Receives blobs with current page and number of pages. And nothing interesting. Also, let's show nation. Okay, list. Also, create item component. It's also simple component. Here, two inputs with useState. useState using for displaying changes when you type something. Receive with function with API call, and set it as this function to on click event to add button. Okay. Edit item. For each list item component, we provide edit handler. Edit list item component set edit handler to each edit button. When user press edit button, it's called edit handler. Edit handler receives ID text and rank and put into object and put this object to update model state. That's all React API render, and that's all changes to current model variable from state. Current model variable turns true, and call show edit model function. Show edit model function call edit item component and provide properties and functions. Functions to edit item component. Edit item component have two fields, two inputs, to useState, to display in typing, and sets events to buttons. Events receives response. Has simple validation and simple HTML. Nothing interesting. I think that's all. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.